Hello and welcome, Pauleh here, and today I am on Return of Reckoning, the Warhammer Online emulator, and in this video I am going to give you a tour of the Inevitable City. So in order to reach the Inevitable City you need to hit a Flight Master, which is this guy here with the levitating orc, and the Inevitable City is up here. And what this is the main capital for chaos and the forces of destruction. So originally a long time ago, when this game was in development, there was an original plan to have a capital city for every faction. Unfortunately, they never managed to get that out in time, so we ended up with just the Empire and Chaos cities, which act as a main hub for everyone. So anyway, we're going to be going to the Inevitable City. You click there, it only costs like 50 copper, it's very cheap to travel. And we're going to go on a little tour, and I'll show you what it's all about. Now, the Inevitable City is definitely one of my favourite places in the game, just because of how weird and warped it all looks, as you can see here. Straight in. It's not as normal as some of the places you may have seen already in my videos. Anyway, first things first, yes, if you fall off you will die. Don't do that. So here we go, and for those that want to know that... What are you doing, mate? A little welcoming dance. That is the Flight Master. So okay, here we are in the city, and if I open this up you can see it's pretty big. There's going to be a lot to cover, so we'll start this side. Boom boom get. Who's this dude? Oh, this guy's got a little quest that gives you a little pocket item, which is a fun little thing that you can do. Kind of like toys in World of Warcraft. But I believe they existed here before that. Anyway, let's start this side. First things first. As you walk around you see there's a lot of players around. Don't know what they're all doing, they're just kind of hanging here, chilling. But you can see some of the guards and you can see some of this gear. And this is gear that your character can get eventually. For instance, this is chosen gear. That looks pretty awesome. You've got Magnus gear, Zealots, and it all just looks pretty kick-ass. And then we've got players as well. Blackguards, looking pretty awesome. Oh, upgraded mounts, a cold one mount there. Disciple of Corn, Disciple of Cain. I think they'd be very mad if I mix those two up. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff here. Anyway, we'll move on up. And if you travel across this bridge, you will arrive at the Guild Hall. Now this is a guild hall for guilds. This is where you'll go if you want to create your guild. And before I go in, I just want to quickly show you here. This geezer wearing the old Marauder armor, which looks pretty insane. Absolutely love the look of that. Unfortunately, I can't enter this place until I'm in a guild that is at least rank 6. There are vendors in there, so that's something I'll have to show you another time, but when you're looking to create a guild, you come up here and you chit chat to this fella, and you'll be like, hey, I want to make a guild. So that's how it's done. Anyway, let's continue on. And if you want to make a guild, it does require like 6 people in the party that are ungilded, a little bit of coin, and then you've got to enter in a name and all that good stuff. There are NPCs you can attack down here, but I wouldn't attack these, at least not my particular character, because they are level 38 and would probably destroy me. So we go up to the main Citadel. NPC here will allow you to add a surname should you desire it. And here we are, we're at the main Citadel. We're just entering in to see the leaders of each racial faction and the overall faction. So this guy, this is the leader of Chaos and ultimately the main leader and general of Chaos, Forces of Destruction. So there is actually like a little comic that released before this game came out, and it basically showed you how he went around and united everyone. It was pretty cool. But basically I think it was all to do with his sword, but he doesn't have his sword equipped at the moment. But anyway, yeah, can't pronounce his name, not going to try. And over here we've got Queen Marathi. Now if you've watched any of my Warsword Conquest playthroughs, especially as my Dark Elf one, you'd have seen this lady. She is the mother of the Witch King. And in fact, I might as well talk to him.
What do you seek?
Speak up.
Get a bit of experience. Now let's move off down here into the side room where we will meet the other leaders of the factions. So we've got some random NPCs here, armor merchants. Kind of armor merchants. Ooh. This is higher level stuff. Oh, this has my... Okay, yeah. Too bad there isn't a way to preview what gear looks like on this. But the Marauder, like Overlord armor, is probably some of my favourite I've ever seen in a video game. Anyway, we move up here. First of all, we've got Malekith. He is the leader of the Dark Elves. And over here we have Grumlock, the leader of the Greenskins. And Gazbag, who I guess is a little advisor. So those are basically the main leaders of Forces of Destruction. Now I'm going to make my way back and we are going to take a look at the rest of the city. But yeah, I absolutely love the architecture in this place. Very, very cool looking. And I think in this game, is it pronounced Tiznich? Zeech, something like that. The Dark God of Change. But yeah, basically you're kind of following him in this. Or at least he's the one that's kind of put all this in motion. But Slaanesh and Khorne are both represented here as well, so don't worry. I'll be showing you those in a moment. But that's why you can see a lot of eyes and a lot of creatures from that particular Chaos God kicking around here. Okay, first thing we'll look at is the square. Now we have the main square here, a bunch of different crafting vendors surround this side. This big sort of pyramid thing in the middle. Not really sure what it does except if you go over it. It used to hurt you. It doesn't anymore. Yeah, a little beacon. And down here you've got quartermasters for different levels. Now this is... the way I need to explain this is that there's different tiers of PvP gear, and these vendors are normally located in the RVR lakes or in the war camps, and they go up to certain levels and certain renown ranks, and currently the highest renown rank is rank 80.
And one coin goes to the Raven.
But yeah, you can come here and chit chat with them, and if you move around you've got like blacksmiths, you've got various crafting vendors and material vendors that you can buy from and so on. If I go in here, what do we have in here? just takes me out. It's been a little while since I roamed the halls of the inevitable city, so you will have to bear with me a little bit. I believe this is the auction, no? The Char and Bone. Oh, this guy summons images of the enemy faction leaders. You've got the Phoenix King. You've got the Emperor, Karl Franz, and you've got the High King, the Dwarves. And in here is the Auctioneer if you want to mess with that. And the bank is over here, as you can see by this emblem up top. Now, as I say, I absolutely love the design of this place. It's just, I don't know, otherworldly, I suppose. But anyway, in here you've got the banker, these headless men that look pretty badass. I always wished I could play as one. And you have, I think these boxes are guild banks, just not accessible yet, at least for me, because I'm not in a guild. And anyway, that's pretty well everything you need to know in this little area. And again, you've got the different crafting professions, you've got a butcher, where you can learn these trade skills and scavenging skills and so on. But for now, we don't need. So I'm just going to make my way out this side. Next I will show you the mounts and whatnot. Guess I'm going round. So over here you have this giant obelisk, whatever you want to call it. There's a portal here. Where does this take me? So okay, this is where you'd come to work, to change your career tokens and stuff and abilities. There's a lot of abilities and such I haven't gone over yet in terms of what your character can level up, but I don't actually get access to them until a certain level. These portals are somewhat new, so I can't really explain them just yet, but you can come up here and have a look. Oh, I guess someone's made a little climbing thing you can do here. I'm not going to mess with that now because I'll just embarrass myself. But we'll move over here. We've got the Lyceum. Is it the Lyceum or the Lyceum? We've got another bank just there. But this was another cool place that I enjoyed immensely. In fact, no, these were the guys I wanted to play as. They look pretty damn cool. And basically here, you can
plunder, bought and sold.
Access various trophy rewards. Now, I mentioned this in a previous video. These trophies are used to just hang off your armor, and you'd pick where you want them to go and such. That Golden Dwarf Destroyer. Can't buy any of these yet. I think I have to unlock it somehow.
A fine paid for in blood. Carry more wealth. Change your goods for gold.
Yeah, they all kind of like level up a little bit.
Plunder, bought and sold. Carry more wealth. Change your goods for gold.
So yeah. And tactics, again, is another thing for your character to expand your skills and customize them a little bit more, add different benefits and bonuses. Unfortunately, I haven't got that far, so I can't show you it just yet. Some of these vendors don't work. Not a problem though. Let's keep looking. And if we just go over here to our left. Oh, you've got little companions here.
I have many fine goods.
This was, oh, the Warlord's Fellhound. I actually had this back when the game was live. It was definitely a cool looking beast that I enjoyed having it follow me around on my Marauder. But anyway, these are the mounts that you can hope to get at some point. the Magnus mounts, which are these flying discs. If you're a Dark Elf, you have access to these Cold One mounts, and there's a couple of different ones. You've got like the low level, and then it goes up to the fancy, like, higher level ones. You've got Chaos mounts in here, and again, they are a bit basic, the lower level, but as you level up and get access, you get access to these really fancy looking ones, which is pretty nice. Again, the flying discs for the Magnus mages.
The best spoils and 1 coin goes to
Wolf mounts for the goblins, boars for the orcs, and I'm guessing these particular mounts are from the Land of the Dead, but that's something I will cover another time. Down there's a little grate, I believe that's a little dungeon, where you're going down there and fighting Nurgle. In fact, Nurgle was another god I failed to mention earlier, that was my bad. So let's continue the tour because I still have a lot to cover. And again, in this particular city there are a lot of little alleyways and just little novelty things hidden here and there and Easter eggs and so on. I'm not going to be able to cover them all in this particular video because there are just so many and I don't remember all of them, but I will try and show you the key places. Next we'll head to the arena. This one will be kind of tough to show you because I'm probably going to die, but let's see. So you can see, you come around here, you're starting to see beastmen and such. Now you can fight them if you want. There's a lot of enemies that you can just straight up fight. And some of these guys will be hostile, others won't. But here we have the big arena where you can get certain quests from some people down here on top of the platform. There's also a little public quest that happens down here with a giant ogre, or troll, or whatever you call it. You know what, this may have been changed, because it's all like this glowing stuff didn't used to be there from what I'm aware of. Oh, here we go, Champion of Corn looking badass in his gear. Yep. Okay, there is the... That is the, I guess it's a troll or an ogre, a mutated one or something. But basically he can break loose and then a public quest will happen here. And this guy is one of my favourite characters in any MMO just because of how badass he looks. And if you read his lore, he's just this kick-ass champion that's just done a lot of ass kicking, I suppose. And what this is, I do not know. Again, this is kind of new. Hang on, we're gonna mess with this quickly because this is definitely new to me. So I get stuck, of course. Try one more time. My god. I'm not even sure what this is meant to be, but I imagine you need a certain level perhaps. There's also a dungeon located over here. I believe this is one of the lower level dungeons you can do. And I think there might be more actually. I don't know if one's a raid, but it was not something I ever got the chance to mess with, as I focused mainly on PvP. Anyway, let me quickly finish off the rest of this city. Basically, the only places you need to know are the the vendors that give you access to gear and the banks and such. Oh crap. Is this the alleyway I actually wanted? Well, I'm dead. I believe further down there you can find Nurgle followers. But yeah, you gotta be careful as some people do want to fight you. Unfortunately, I died. That's good. It basically saved us a little trip. So let's continue to move. Now the reason why this is so spread out is that in the high-end PvP, when the enemy factions are fighting, they will push for this zone, and if they do invade the city, it will be this whole area they'll be pushing through, trying to get to the Citadel to fight the leaders of destruction. So here we are. This is going to be the kind of main place you'll be coming to when you're higher level. This is where you get to see all the renown gear. And yeah, as you can see here, the survivalist stuff that we've been looking at.
A fine deal. Paid for.
And you can see the different levels here, different tiers. Then as we go around, you start getting the higher gear merchants. That's for level 39 renown rank.
Plunder bought and sold.
Minimum rank 29, renown rank 20. Your renown rank's probably going to be way higher by that time, unless you don't PvP. And up here we've got the medallion quartermasters. So again, you don't have to go to the war camps, you can just come here. And the royal quartermasters, where you can get the real high-end gear, like your proper end game stuff, which looks pretty damn cool. And we've got a whole bunch of mounts and other things here. I'm not sure how you get access to these. Sorry, did I say mounts? I meant little companions. Rip Spongil, I don't know who that is, but I'm guessing he's passed away. That's a nice little monument to him though. So back in live, these pedestals used to contain a statue of like the highest, I think it was like the highest amount of renown earned during a certain period of time for the week or something, because I managed to get up there a couple of times on my Marauder, which was always very cool when you go around there and you see yourself. But yeah. Anyway, the last couple of stops, this is the Slaanesh wing of the Inevitable City. You can see a lot of followers of Slaanesh here. You can see the different kinds of armor. Some of them are pretty well the same, but they do vary a little bit. And again, this is mostly just for the final sieges of the city, where the forces of order have to come and fight here. But you can see the aesthetic they go for. All very cool. And if I travel back over to the other side, it's very basic, a lot of ramps, not much else. But if I travel over to the other side, we can have a look at the Khorne wing. Unfortunately, the Nurgle one might be back behind too many NPCs that are trying to kill me, so I'm going to have to leave it for now. But you can already see from here, Khorne side has a lot of brass, a lot of red, a lot of skulls. So here we go. In fact, I think they've set this up so this will actually teleport you to... Yeah, this will actually teleport you to a raid, I believe. The Bastion Keep, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't go for that teleport until you're like with a group of people. But yeah, this is a look at the inevitable city. That was a quick rundown, and if you need to see where things are, you can look at the map and you'll see all the different icons and such. It looks very complicated at first, but it really isn't. As soon as you start traveling around, it's not that bad. I know I haven't done the best job at explaining all this, but hopefully I've done a semi-decent job. More tokens here. If we go around here, oh, cosmetic gobbo merchant. What is he selling? Sack boots, sacked levers. I'm not really sure what they look like, but hey ho. Renowned trainer, where you can buy renowned abilities. So you can actually level up some passive stuff that increase your action pool, things like that. Passive bonus, increased toughness, and so on. And then if we keep travelling further back, so here we go. We got Slanesh troops, we've got Khorne, and down here you can see some of the Khorne, the Nurgle followers, very plague-ridden and pretty well dead. And if we keep going further, we will end up exiting the city and ending up in the Chaos Wastelands, which is another really kick-ass looking zone. Anyway, that was just a quick tour, well, I say quick, that was a long-ass tour of the inevitable city. Hope you've enjoyed it. Next time I will do a tour of Altdorf and show you guys what you can find there. For now though, that's all. Join me again next time.